What's up everyone, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Finback Brewery, and they're out of Queens, New York, and this is their Marshmallow Drip. So they're calling this one an Imperial Stout with marshmallow, coffee, vanilla bean, and peanut butter. It comes in at 14.2% alcohol by volume, no IBUs less than time of review. This can is just under 3 weeks old. So when I was at the One Stop Brew Shop in Rochester, New York, picking up some beers, I saw that they had some more Finback beers in stock. They typically make a trip, I think, like once per month. They go down state and pick up a lot of stuff in and around New York City, bring it back. Finback is one of those breweries, and they had a lot of hop forward goodies from Finback, but I reviewed so many hop forward beers from Finback, I was like, let's grab this. This sounds like a delicious pastry stout of some sort. Shout out to that fucking motorcycle. Holy shit. Anyway, so I saw this and I was like, yeah, I got to give it a go. And I saw it's 14.2%. I'm like, playing with fire. Let's do it. So anyway, it says enjoy with good company, which I probably should have shared this one with somebody, but you know what? Here we are. It says an Imperial snacky stout underneath it with vanilla bean, marshmallow, peanut butter, and Invisible Force coffee, which I'd imagine is like a local, coffee roaster. That's what my assumption would be. Anyway, let's get this going. It says drink at 52, and that's what I get my beer fridge at. So I'm doing something right. It's very rare, but I'm doing something right. Anyway, let's give it a pour. I'm sure it's going to look super viscous. Yeah, that looks like fucking motor oil. Holy shit. Look at that. Look at that. Jesus, trying to generate a head here with the larger pour. Yeah, you could see on the table here, it made a mess. I'm going to cheat a little bit, but, and by it made a mess, I mean, you probably can't even see it. This little speck here, but we have a paper towel we can use. Anyway, let's give it a swirl here and then we'll look at it. So first off, that's pitch black, no matter which way you look at it. The head is such a dark brown that's one of the darkest heads I've ever seen on a beer. It's like straight up dark brown. It's now dissipated to a thin film with all those adjuncts. There's sheets of alcohol. I mean, it's crazy. And yeah, that looks like a 14.2% Imperial Stout of some sort. Let's get a nose. Wow, what? Oh. Wow. That fucking smells dynamite. Okay, so where to begin? I don't know where to begin. I don't know where to begin. This smells like a Reese's peanut butter cup if they made like a coffee version. Does that make any sense? Like, maybe they have. They've made so many different Reese's, but like, picture if they made like a coffee or espresso like Reese's peanut butter cup. If you can get Reese's peanut butter cup with espresso, let me know, please, because I need that. But that's what this smells like. Big fudgy chocolate, peanut butter, coffee, a little bit of like marshmallow and vanilla, which is crazy because there's marshmallow and vanilla in here. Not getting as much. There's like a slight roasted malt from the base stout. Or you know what else it smells like? It smells like if you've ever had like an ice cream where it's like the kitchen sink, there'll be like vanilla or chocolate ice cream with peanut butter cup pieces and peanut butter cup pieces, coffee swirls and marshmallows and this and fudge chunks and all this other stuff. It's just like the kitchen sink of like an ice cream. It smells sweet. Smells boozy. It smells fucking awesome. So they call it Imperial Snacky Stout, Pastry Stout, whatever. If I'm picking up Pastry Stout and it has those adjuncts, this is what I want to fucking smell. Maybe a little bit more of that vanilla bean and marshmallow, but like, fucking sign me up. Anyway, cheers everybody. Let's see what this one has to offer. Please be just as delicious. It's fucking dynamite. And shout out to a very good friend of mine, fellow beer tour, Paul over at PA Brew News. He likes to say every single beer that he drinks is thin, especially when it comes to Imperial Stouts. This is, without question, one beer that if Paul drank, there's no way he says it's thin. And if he did, you're lying, Paul. This is fucking like drinking syrup. That doesn't probably sound appealing to some of you, but like this is one of the thickest Imperial Stouts I've had, especially from a Pastry Stout, in a while. It's slick, it's oily, it's like covering the palate. So body, beyond full. Syrupy, slick, has like an oily mouthfeel too. Like it's very soft, pretty smooth. It's not like creamy, again, more like an oily kind of feeling. There's carbonation here, but it's not overly carbonated. So I just almost blacked out because I forgot this is 14.2%. I just forgot that in the middle of a review. This drink's like it's 10 or 11. Maybe. I think the first time they released this, the first batch, I think they released a batch of this back in like the fall of 2020. And that was 11.5. It's 14.2. I don't know why it kicked up almost 3%. Maybe they had an issue. Maybe they just said, fuck it. Who knows? The taste, though, it follows the nose. What I love about this is it's sweet, but it's not cloying. Anyway, this, again, Reese's Peanut Butter Cup, if they had an espresso version, or if they had like a marshmallow espresso version. I know that sounds dumb because it probably doesn't exist and probably never will, but that's kind of what it feels like. Or the taste feels, again, like you took a vanilla ice cream, you put fudge chunks in there, you put peanut butter cups in there, maybe like espresso or coffee ice cream swirls in there, and you just, yeah, I mean, that's basically what this is taste-wise. It's hard to describe when it hits. I will say there is some redeeming beer qualities. So I'll try to break this down as best I can. From the palate, slight roasted malt quality. Right after that, that's where the kitchen sink ice cream kind of hits. To me, the peanut butter cups, which there's not peanut butter cups, it's peanut butter. Is there chocolate? There is no chocolate, is there? There's no fucking chocolate. I don't understand. So this is the most chocolate-forward beer they may have ever had without fucking having chocolate in it. Wow, just coming from the malts, huh? So peanut butter cups are the first thing I noticed right after that roasted malt. Then it's like an espresso, definitely an intense coffee. And then I get a little bit of marshmallow and vanilla, more leaning towards an actual vanilla. I've said this before. A lot of times when vanilla's in a beer, I'll get marshmallow. A lot of times when marshmallow's in a beer, I get vanilla. When lactose is in a beer, I could get marshmallow or vanilla. Here I'm getting more of like a vanilla as opposed to marshmallow. Name of the beer, Marshmallow Drip, so maybe they kind of, fucked it there. But it's just for me. Maybe someone else is getting lots of marshmallow. Halfway through the palate, though, there is more redeeming beer qualities. There's this nice, light, earthy kind of hop character. Very minute. It's mildly bitter on the back of the palate because this is sweet. It's a fucking 14.2% Imperial Snacky Stout, aka a Pastry Stout, so it's going to be sweet. But there's enough bitterness to kind of hold that in check where it doesn't go over the top cloying. Did I make a mistake opening this up and drinking it myself? No. You know why? Because Average Pops can drink some of that. And I'm going to save some for him. But I do think sharing this with, I'd say 2 other people would be ideal. Like 5 1/4 fluid ounces of this. 8 ounces max. But it's not because I don't think it's too cloying. I think this is too rich and too much of a good thing where it's just like, man, like each sip you go back and like, woof, I'm loving it, but man, is it rich, but it's not cloying. It's not like there's so many beers I've reviewed lately where I take a couple sips. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's too sweet. This is not it. And I love it. Really no dryness to speak of on the back palate, just that mild earthy bitterness. 14.2%. As I'm drinking out more, I'm starting to feel it warming into the chest. Nothing on the palate, but starting to feel it. So I would say more like 11, 12%. 14.2, no fucking way. This is, and now I'm starting to get a little bit like so now it's going to be like almost PB&J vibes. It's going to be like a dark, like a jammy, almost like grape or maybe like a blackberry, like a darker kind of either berry or like a grape thing going on. Slightly tannic from the skin, but more jammy. It'll be a longer review and I don't really care because this is fucking delicious. I don't drink a lot of pastry stouts as much anymore because I realized when I was buying the pastry stouts, the formats they would come in 16-ounce cans or like maybe like a 16 or 22-ounce, bomber. It's just like, holy shit, I need to share that with someone, right? I could drink this entire can. I shouldn't, based on everything that you probably know about my health over the last year and a half. I shouldn't, and I won't, but I could. I shouldn't, and I won't, but I could. This is fucking delicious. This is a fucking great pastry stout. And that's tough to say because there are so many pastry stouts out there that miss the mark. I will say, if there's something to kind of knock this beer on, I don't know why I poured this all in because I guess I'm going to have to I'm not going to take another sip of it because I'm going to let Pops have some of it. But I would say if there's two things from this beer that maybe knock it down from not being a 5 out of 5, it's that I want a little bit more of like the base beer to come out a little bit. Like again, that roasted malt in the front of the palate and then a little bit of earthy bitterness is about it. I think I want a little bit more of like the base beer to come out, but I also want more marshmallow. It's called Marshmallow Drip. It's not called peanut butter drip or peanut butter cup drip or coffee drip. It's called Marshmallow Drip, and I don't think that's the predominant note for me. And that's the only two negatives to this one, but those are very minor negatives because it is fucking delicious. So Marshmallow Drip from Finback, that's a high 4.75 with 4.8. I can't not. It's fucking delicious. So to me, Finback's the most, I can't say the most because I haven't had all of the New York State breweries. From what I've had from Finback and what I've had from other hype breweries and what I know about New York State breweries, Finback to me is one of the most underrated, criminally underrated breweries in New York State. They make banger hop forward beers, fucking fantastic pastry beers. They just, if you like those styles, like they even make good lagers. They just make good fucking beer. I just wish more people could get their hands on it. Anyway, price and availability. I think I paid like $4.79 for that, or sorry, $7.49 for that can. That's like the same as like a 6% fruited sour, and it's a 14.2% pastry stout. Like, yes, especially since it's pretty much a beer you should share with others. Yeah, 100%. And availability, I don't know if Finback. They get drips and drabs out to other states and whatnot, but if you're in New York State, you should be able to grab their stuff. I don't know if you'll be able to grab this one, but I highly recommend it. Anyway, if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Just a delicious fucking beer. I love it. One of my favorite beers this year, and I didn't expect it because, again, I've been kind of, not going crazy with the pastry stouts, but I bought this one because, like, let's just give it a go. I'm glad I did. So huge thanks to One Stop for going to grab Finback, and they always have fresh stock of their stuff. And huge thanks to everybody out there for stopping by and doing the beer review here on the Beer Patrol. I'm sorry to slur my words. Why? Because it's fucking big beer. Anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by to another review. And until the next one, I'm going to do a fake sip here because I do want to hook up my dad with some of my porter. And fucking just, kind of be courteous here. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, cheers.